Ah! Finally, I got Raiden 5. I was waiting for the physical version to come out. It's finally here. So let's check it out.
Do you hear me, Raiden? We're still surveying the enemies, so please head straight to the sea.
Sheer event scene. In-game images. New game. Ah, let's try normal. Very hard, holy shit. Zima! Japan Air Self Defense Force. Ah, okay, good. Oh, you can actually select weapons? Oh, cool. Are you ready? No, I'm not.
We have lost contact with North America's 4th Air Force and their 8th Infantry Regiment. Are there any survivors from the 3rd Infantry Division and the 11th Regiment? Please respond. They're engaged in battle with the enemy's 18th Mechanized Battalion. They're requesting reinforcements. The 2nd and 4th Armored Divisions are in retreat. More than half of both divisions are reported to be dead or injured.
How long must we wait in the shadows? Why won't they launch the fighting thunders?
Emergency contact from the Army. Immediately carried an attack by Fighting Thunder. Assisted.
Okay.
Hey, Raiden.
There was sort of a storyline that I don't really give a shit about.
It took a while, but finally we received the attack order. We must reduce damage as much as possible.
I'm forwarding you information. Please confirm before beginning munition. Do you hear me, Raiden? We're still surveying the enemies, so please head straight to the scene.
There doesn't appear to be many enemies coming to the suburbs, but you can't be negative. Remember, shoot them before they shoot you. Max, you're aware of it, but it's the first time to witness contamination of this level with these kinds of massive weapons. I don't know what will happen, so be careful.
I'm sending you the information.
Hey, what's up, low profile
No
gamer?
contaminations from surface weapons.
How you doing?
This will be aerial combat, so please active search. The 18th Mechanized Infantry are engaged in blocking the advancement of the enemy ships into metropolitan areas. It is unclear how long they can maintain the front line, so please hurry to the area. The speed of enemy destructions. Neither the plane nor the pilot has been damaged. We will be entering the metropolitan area very soon. The enemies in that area are being mopped up by the 2nd and 4th Armored Division. Please quickly pass through.
This is too much
Yeah, this hopefully a cool game. This is of course a traditional, original Japanese shmup. You know, it's 25 years anniversary. I think I have Raiden 3 or 4 on PlayStation 2.
I'm sure the
Seriously.
can do with coffee. We won't work to help out.
I'm getting a response from my Raiden. Numerous enemies crossed the settlements and invaded metropolitan area.
You heard it. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to respond appropriately on track.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure when I'll be getting Skull Goals, but I'm pretty happy, like, finally. Originally, it should have come out in freaking, was it January or February? So they took a shit ton of time.
Numerous enemies have crossed the settlements and invaded the metropolitan area. Enemy aircraft is flying between the skyscrapers. Please be careful.
Be careful. Do you have any better advice for me?
I believe it's the captain's role to give advice. Don't you have any advice for me?
Make sure you don't hit a building.
Limnadron also mentioned, yeah, it's gonna be about a year. They also mentioned that the final Psvita and Ps4 games are in the works for this year. And, you know, tomorrow actually, I want to say Friday, but tomorrow is Friday. They're gonna release Nex Machina, and that's definitely a game I'm gonna get. I love Marquee's game, and it's their last arcade game. They're not gonna make anyone. Hopefully they at least gonna make a Resogun physical edition. That'll be really cool. Who knows? Yeah, I'm also trying to get Nex Machina. Hey, what's up, Brent? Yeah, I know. You know, back in the PS3 and Xbox 360 games, Microsoft had a lot of contracts and with smaller Japanese developers, especially with niche shmups. So the entire generation, Xbox 360 was actually the system to buy if you're a fan of Japanese shmups, and there are actually a lot of them on the Xbox 360. Also, the Japanese one, I think, were like, how do you say it? You could play it on your American Xbox, Region 3, finally. That was the word I was looking out for. But I mean, Microsoft kind of, you know, ditched Japan, and the sales are so bad in Japan that why the hell would you make an exclusive game? So they began making a couple of exclusive games for Xbox One, but quickly all of these games also came out on PlayStation, and yeah, nobody is really making exclusive games for Xbox. At least not in Japan, and pretty much anywhere.
Can it be there's some sort of unified spirit?
There are no SOS calls.
Yes, it comes out on the 10th, isn't it? Next Friday? Oh, it's a Friday after that. Of course, it's the 3rd. Oh, I was thinking this Friday. What is coming out this Friday then?
Is that because the military man?
Why did I think that? Well, whatever. You know, doesn't matter, I still want to try and get the game.
So mean.
If you talk about this game, Ace Brands, yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, shmups are not, you know, mainstream. I think even in Japan, it's a really small genre, so you usually don't see, you know, high quality shmups. I think like the best looking shmup ever is Mura. Like that game looks incredible.
I sense that those crystals have advanced intelligence.
So that's like the only one.
Even if they had any, it could only be simple behavioral patterns like that of insects.
Hey.
And rely on the words of skeletons. Let's just be cautious for now.
Get ferry.
Enemy response eliminated.
The enemies will start gathering soon. Gotta run.
Holy shit!
Bad weather will affect exercise caution.
It was, I think, UFO. It says UFO on it. I will check out the box when, wait up. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Where's the box? Where is the box? Raiden 5. It's from UFO and Moss, it says. So one of those published the game physically. No, I also have never heard of. I have heard of Moss, but never heard of the other one. What's up, Raspberry Gaming? How are you doing?
Successful entry into the ruins. The Raiden seems to have been shelled so processed. The data analysis from Raiden is complete. What are these numbers?
Hurry up and report.
There's crystal reaction from the cave, but no contamination has been detected from other than the...
So it's a cave surrounded by crystals. Promising cave for the future. Man, give me a break.
But to have contamination in the
I'm really interested if we're actually gonna see more shmup
I guess the cave being
on the PS4. Now that whole genre is, I'm not gonna say dead, but pretty much dead. You know, who knows? I think, if I'm not mistaken, that one game that is also on PlayStation 3 was announced for Katsui. Wasn't Katsui announced for PS4? Man, if this keeps up, we're gonna have such a big part of the PS3 collection on PS4. I'm not entirely sure if I like it or not.
It's deep inside.
well. We'll have to ask it to come out and play.
Whoa!
The enemy is transforming and the energy level is increasing. Please be extra careful.
Holy fuck.
Enemy deactivated. Watch out for explosions.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Found the path
if Japan Studios is going to be on PSX.
And evacuate at once.
At least we know that Yue Yoshida definitely is there. He has been there for every year. So
we'll join you after inspecting the cave. So stand by.
I think it would be also like the best place
I'm heading towards
to announce like Dragon Quest 11 release date. Maybe even like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 release date. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Maybe something from Shenmue. You know, there has been rumors of Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. So that would be really cool. I never played the original Shenmue games, so it would be really great if I could at least play them.
Miss Helga.
Too much.
Must be so busy working.
Oh, it does.
Although I'd be even happier if you didn't increase my workload. Why did you change the course at Bellwether? I'd also like an explanation for the SOS call to the port in the name of BCD.
I do hear a lot of talking in this game, and like, I have no idea what they're saying. I just it's too low to hear it. I died! No! Continue.
Quickly mop up the port enemies, mate.
Yes, you tell me all about it when you have time later.
Captain, you issued an SOS call to the port. Did you know that the enemy was...
I came up with a hypothesis about retrieving the crystal from the port. So I made the call just in case.
I don't like it. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I really like Yoshida. He's a really cool character. You know, a cool guy, I mean. So he clearly seems to love not only, you know, the games he makes, and or at least his studio, the games the studio makes, but also really likes to love gaming in general.
Your vital meter is decreasing.
Yeah, because I have that weapon, bitch. Where's my good weapon? Ah, finally, that's much better. Move.
Emergency contact from the show.
Can I continue?
It's undergoing a massive attack from contaminated receiving requests for urgent relief.
I knew they'd be appearing there too. You hear that right?
That was true.
There and you'll arrive in no time.
I cannot remember what they announced.
Like you missed quite a lot.
Oh, wasn't it Neck 2 and Everybody's Golf and Petapon and these remasters? I think it was Neck 2 that he announced.
Captain, you mentioned that you needed it.
So let's hope he announced something really cool this year.
Unfortunately correct. Thought these crystals might be advanced life forms that could mutually communicate.
They look like jewels, but are actually...
They were obviously mining.
Oh yeah, of course. That's the Rush 2 gameplay.
I assume by
DLC.
taking away their crystals, they come back to advantage.
Well then, why don't you report to the Weapons Development Division and the Council and ask for an analysis?
There will be years of meetings to ask for help from scientists and politicians. Showing them the results is the quickest way.
Excuse me, but that remark is one that ignores civilian control. Your remark and conduct are worthy of a military tribunal.
Well, in that case, tell them you were forced by the captain.
Holy shit. Indeed. I actually still need to play the original map. And Mac 2. I mean, it can't be that bad. Especially since my sense of, how do you say that? Like, I like a lot of games, you know. The game has to be really bad to be disappointed for me. So,
I'm getting high energy.
I just don't want to spend too much money on it.
It's coming out from the water. Its arms are opening.
True.
Well, anyways, I'm glad we've won. Can't leave the crystals like this. We better head to the French LHC or else we'll be chased forever.
Do you hear me, Raiden? We're being forced by the captain to head towards France after withdrawing.
Like a bonus level. Well, let's just see what happens this year. I just hope we're going to see some gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. You know, Sucker Punch said that they're working on this game for many years, so you know, it can be too far off. It would be crazy if it would have quality of like Horizon.
I'm getting responses to contaminated weapons in the land area. Raiden, I need you to proceed and explode. We're getting close to Stonehill Hall. Blend into the waterfall. I'm sorry for ruining your coffee time, Captain, but there is a transmission.
Oh, Madam Lindworm from the council. Surprised you've already caught on.
It's not it's from the weapons transmission. I will connect you.
If you actually look at the background, holy shit, it's like PS2. I don't care though, but kind of funny. You can clearly see how small the budget of typical Japanese shmups are.
It would seem to be
No!
prove the able to speak coffee as well. I could go on a walk with BC's precious thing. I'm not obliged
I don't know.
to inform you of technical
Maybe they will. Maybe they will just, you know, hold that back for E3.
Raiden and Bellwether wouldn't be around. This whole world of Crystal depends on it.
But I just,
Difficult for someone like you.
E3 would be much bigger for like The Last of Us 2 to see some real gameplay. Because, I mean, the gameplay what we have seen from Paris Game Show, I mean, can we really call that gameplay? Just saw a small cinematic and that was about it.
Didn't know how annoying it would be.
Shadow of the Colossus looks amazing. I do have the game on PS2, I never played it. And if I can remember, Shadow of the Colossus is going to be $40. So we clearly see that Sony is creating a budget line of games. You know, that not only is it, you know, for like stuff like, you know, Knack, Ratchet & Clank, you know, Everybody's Gold, all the sort of double A games. Sony also really shows that, like, hey, it's $40, you know, it's not a AAA game.
We will be approaching the LA facility very soon.
So that's actually really smart of them.
Captain, multiple contaminated weapons are invading the LA facility.
Brought more crystals? How did they get here before we did?
Yeah, I mean, Shadow of the Colossus,
The enemy in the air.
you know, the thing is, like, the game itself is like a cult classic, and you could call it AAA. It's just that, you know, it's a remake,
They have a commanding
so it's not like a real new game.
A commander among the
It's a little bit like the same like with Ratchet & Clank. You know, like, yes, it's a new Ratchet & Clank, it looks incredible, but it's like not really a new Ratchet & Clank. So it got a budget price, and I believe that the whole budget price started with the success of Ratchet & Clank. Because before that, I cannot remember any PlayStation game that is sort of quality that has a budget, you know, price. Like, the only game I can remember is, what's that game? The Puppeteer. And I mean, like, the Puppeteer isn't even like a AA game. Like, it's just, you know, sort of a small indie. Ratchet & Clank, I think only one Ratchet & Clank. Only the last one and Quest for Booty. Well, Quest for Booty was pretty much a standalone DLC. Then you had Into the Nexus, and it was already a smaller game. But the mainline Ratchet & Clank games were all $60. The first Ratchet & Clank was actually 70 euros. So, no, Bloodborne is definitely a AAA game. You know, Bloodborne is definitely not a AA game. You know, it was, even for Sony, like a big game. It's still a big game, you know. since there's no PC release and there's no Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne is now still considered to be like a must-have if you have a PlayStation.
I need you to help us take out the remaining enemies in the sky.
You've let too many enemies escape. I know it's a tough mission, but please hang in there. Now help us out in the sky.
Maybe, but being an indie and a double A game is a lot different.
Could it be that they understand war strategies?
You know, a lot different. If your, you know, indie game costs, let's just low bait it,
High energy
and just say like it costs like $500,000. I think that's even too much. You know, it's not justifiable to ask $40 or ask $60. I would never do that.
Let it near the LHC facility.
But a double A game, like let's say Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, that may have cost maybe like 10 million or I don't know 15 million. Then the price of $40 is justifiable and is actually pretty good because you know you do get quality.
The enemy has arrived in the sky above the LHC. Please don't let them invade.
Yeah, that's really sad. Really sad. House Marquet is a great developer, and I thought that like Super Stardust and especially Resogun sold really well. But the thing is like that's just what they say. Because in the same sentence they say, oh, you know, we're pretty much going to do multiplayer, loot boxing, microtransaction, bullshit.
The side cards are separated in columns. The enemy has invaded into the LHC.
Yeah, so basically they're just trying to be greedy. But I don't think so. Like Resogun sold really well from what I remember. From what I know. Like definitely on when PlayStation 4 launched, it was like the game to buy. Yeah, so I think their best option would have been to try and contact Sony for them to make like a big game.
That was close.
But step out of the arcade, like Neck Machina looks really cool, but Matterfall, you know, was a budget game, was $20, and it was pretty cool. But it wasn't like addicting. I wasn't into like, oh, I had to play it over and over again. Like I've done with Resogun and I've done with Super Stardust.
One problem after another. Just give me a second.
The surveillance plane that stole crystals just now is heading towards the northeastern sea.
The objective is unclear, but recovery is top priority, so hurry and pursue it. Nothing will come by carrying away the crystals. It must have been planned since they penetrated the bellwether and carried them away, right?
A transmission from an unregistered identification card. Captain Marshall can see.
Yeah, it would be really cool if they would make a big project.
So it may not be on the way. Why don't you connect to them?
I am honored. This is Valvarosa Hot.
The game's actually pretty long. Most shmups are pretty short.
The Pirate Valvarosa.
It's a pretty long game.
I heard that attacking the army was a hobby of yours, but I never knew you were a thief. Are you having trouble making them?
I don't know what game they're making. I think that they themselves don't even know. They just announced
like
it.
a thief.
And then Next Machina is also on Steam. It's not a developer from Sony. But to be honest, like if I was Sony, I would definitely be interested in, you know, buying
But I guess I should.
House Marquet. Because they're
I'm in a
really good
contract,
developers.
I can't
And
say much, so
that
let's
again would create diversity in the PlayStation's library. But, you know, Sony thinks otherwise. Sadly.
You've been attacking the army for the last few years, but now you're looting crystals?
I don't understand what a pirate would be thinking. Here's this.
Yeah, they definitely did. And I mean, Sony has a big amount of, you know, studios now. A lot of studios. I think that like Sony's own development studios are going to be as important for PlayStation as Nintendo is for, you know, Nintendo systems.
Another external transmission.
Like basically every gamer who buys a Nintendo system, you know, buys it partially for the Nintendo games. You don't buy a Switch for the multi-platform AAA games because you don't really have any.
Hard to gain.
Sink? There's no way to kill them. Those are valuable.
I don't know. It seems that Sony is experimenting a lot more nowadays. Stuff with Neck 2, Gravity Rush, they could all be failures. And I think that is exactly what makes Sony so strong. And what makes PlayStation so desirable. Because you actually have projects and certain games that you just don't see, you know, on Xbox. Or even on, you know, Nintendo. Nintendo plays it kind of safe. This game is pretty cool. Shut up. It all depends. Like Raspberry Gaming, if you don't like shmup, then you don't like it. Well, this is a pretty cool game.
You've done a lot.
Shmups are, in my opinion, better playable with two players. That is where you will have the most fun. I rarely play shmup, but when like friends of mine come over, we play shmup.
I'm also but
A shmup is basically just shooting stuff. Really, it's just like the whole storyline I don't give a shit about. It's shooting stuff, don't get hit, big bosses, you know, and explosions everywhere.
We're ready.
And of course, high score.
Mankind or whatever. You come at me. Sorry, but we're going to destroy you.
It's like the strength of an army. The army won't be able to.
This isn't the time to be moved. It's not the contaminated weapons. We're also having to seriously engage.
Definitely. You know, movies are still really enjoyable. You know, but in my opinion, at least, you know, games are so much better than movies. Look at Uncharted or look at The Last of Us. You know, they offer so much more value, in my opinion, than just a typical movie. I rarely go to a movie, actually, to a movie theater. Like, the only movie I'm gonna see this year is basically Star Wars. Aircraft carrier, yes. This is a space, this is an aircraft, and you are in sort of an aircraft carrier. Don't you know what shmups are? Wow. I mean, I have played, I think I've streamed a couple of
Why is
them.
it being contaminated by the crystals? A high-energy crystal is causing the damage.
By the way, someone made a comment about Nintendo fans with Sony. I could not see it entirely, I'm sorry. That's what I saw.
High-power weapons is high. Exercise caution.
Well, that's actually not true, Health. It's kind of weird, but I've actually read that today, that emoji film or something profited 160 million. So it cost 40 million to make, and it made 220 million. So that's a lot of profit. And I think Spider-Man is also from Sony. Yeah, they made a lot of money. Spider-Man also.
Sorry, but it's not over. There's still something else coming out.
Oh, okay, Ace Brand, so you were the one that said that. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that's basically, you know what Nintendo diehard fans are trying to do.
Moron said he wouldn't contend.
For example, there was on the Video Game Shark forum,
That obnoxious name shit.
there's a guy, he calls himself Miyamoto. His profile picture is, I think, a Nintendo 64 logo. Doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter at all.
You'll abide by the proper
But
etiquette if you're going to.
pretty much every time
What? You're
Sony announces, oh, you know, the PlayStation 4 has sold or has shipped so many units, he always tries to downplay it.
A facility that was supposed to...
He always says, oh, that's because PlayStation 4 is cheap. You know, there's so many deals out there. I mean, of course it's selling, blah, blah, blah.
I've told you many times.
And I'm like, and I was really sick and tired of it today. I'm like, dude, stop downplaying it.
But I can't believe
You know,
that it's a
why?
facility that's
You always, it seems like every system gets, you know, to 70 million for years. It doesn't happen. And the Switch is not going to do that. It's already tracking below PS4, so it's not going to do that. And I said, you know, the official price is still $300. It's incredible that a system that's officially $300
there's nothing
is
wrong
selling
with
more
measuring
in its 4th year than ever. And he was all like, oh no, that's not true. You know, you can easily buy it for $250 or $300 with a game, and blah, 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 blah. And the funny thing actually is that many gamers on that forum really started to get annoyed with him. And there's actually a really big debate right now. You can check it out on Video Game Sharks. If you like the site or not, I don't give a shit. But go check out Sony shipped 67.5 million, and you know, go to the last page and you will see the whole discussion about PS4 success is not that great, blah 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 blah.
The weapons division.
And I'm like, why? I mean, the Switch is selling really well. You know, why downplay the PS4? Like, to be honest,
That's an intriguing...
okay, PS3 sucked. Sony made a lot of mistakes with the PS3, and both Microsoft and Nintendo capitalized on that, and you know, created a big lead, especially Nintendo. But each time, Sony was doing the right thing, and pretty much PS1, 2, and 4, they have done the right thing. They have been absolutely dominating Nintendo. So it's kind of weird, you know, and I don't understand it, like, why go in so much defense? I was also saying, like, you know, just stop it, you know, why downplay sales of a game machine? Be happy it's selling so well. And I mean, he was also saying like, oh, Nintendo systems, they almost never get a price cut because they keep selling. I'm like, dude, really? Really? You can buy a Switch with Mario for $330 here in Holland at launch for Mario. I'm like, really? You know, that's like pretty much saying that you get Mario for free. So that guy really annoyed me, and lucky for me, there were a lot of other gamers out there who started to get really annoyed by this guy. It's not relevant. The Switch is selling really well. Mario Odyssey is the fastest selling, I think, Super Mario game ever. You know, it sold a huge amount of copies in just a couple of days. Something Sony still cannot do. Okay, I understand that. You know, the Sony franchises doesn't have the lasting appeal of Nintendo. But that is, I think, why I like PlayStation more. I would hate to see, just like we're seeing with Xbox, where every year you have the same games. I mean, yes, cool. It's cool to see God of War. It's cool to see another Uncharted once a generation. Like, to be honest, if they would make another Uncharted for PlayStation 5, I wouldn't give a shit. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Well, I hope they still won't. I like new IPs better, but you know what I mean.
It's just the analysis.
And Mario is a really cool game, don't get me wrong. I just really like, I just don't like to play the same franchises for my entire life. And pretty much, if you're a Nintendo only fan, you're pretty much playing Pokemon, Mario, Zelda your entire life. If they're great or not, that's not the point. Diversity is always better than not having a choice. And, you know, if you have a game system that sells really well, like the Switch, and there's only a couple of games out there, of course they're gonna sell like crazy. Especially because they're really good, you know. But if you have, you know, a system like the PlayStation 4, where there are just so many games that are coming out, so many options, so many, you know, varieties, and it's, of course, a lot of games are going to have lackluster sales. Not everything can be Horizon, not everything can be Uncharted.
Escaping from the cargo route. We have the opportunity, so we might as well use the capabilities of the latest weapons we developed.
Be careful, Ryan.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Campbell does have first-tier abilities.
And I want them, like, it would be cool if Sucker Punch would, like, make a new platform. Something like that. I don't know.
That he has a gigantic power. Please exercise caution. First, Earthquake? This number has increased.
Oh shit, okay.
Calm down.
I'm really excited for Ghost of Tsushima. If Naughty Dog, I mean, if Sucker Punch, you know, kind of looks at games like Neo and The Witcher and Horizon, it could be something really special.
All the weapons have been destroyed.
How cool would it be to actually roam around an open world feudal Japan? Going, you know, seeing temples in the distance, and with incredible feudal Japanese music, incredible architecture of that age for Japan. That's gonna be so cool. mean, it's like a perfect game for Japan. No! No health. Sucker Punch announced that they have been working on this game for years, and the one who actually pitched the idea was talking about that his entire life he always dreamed about making a game where you could, you know, roam around in feudal Japan, and he was a big fan of Japan and Japanese movies and games like Neo and Onimusha. So, you know, I think it was some sort of a really small kid desire to make a game like this, and that really showed. If Sucker Punch does this right, if they actually make the game awesome, just like Guerrilla Games, it truly shows how good the developing teams of Sony are. Because Sucker Punch made Sly Raccoon, a really cool 3D platformer. Then they made Infamous, a really cool superhero-ish, you know, mature-ish action open world game. You know, especially the first Infamous, it was really cool. I really was into Infamous. And then they make something totally new again, you know, an open world, feudal Japan, hopefully sort of action stealth game. I mean, how diverse can one developer be? You know,
We have entered Arduino
Guerrilla Games making
for
a
the Strange Space Center after passing
not really generic shooter, but just making, you know, a shooter franchise, first-person shooter, you know, going the easy way, especially in that generation where shooters roam supreme, and then make an open-world action-adventure with a phenomenal story, you know. By the way, hey, friend.
I told you that we were able to retrieve
Oh,
a lot
shit.
of information from the ship.
Naughty Dog announced, Guerrilla Games announced that the expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn will be about 15 hours. So we were kind of right that again they're creating the Horizon, the Witcher, you know, view, making a big expansion instead of a small DLC with like 5 hours of gameplay. So a lot more gameplay, hopefully a really good story. It seems to be more weapons, more armor, and especially if you get the complete edition, you'll get about 100 hours of game time. That is really good. That is really good. And this game is freaking long, about an hour now. I was really expecting to play this game for like half an hour and then beat it, and then go back to the search, but this game is pretty long. Pretty cool. I like it. I don't know, does Neo have boob physics? Isn't there only like a couple of girls out there and you don't really, it's not like, you know, Tecmo Koei like they've done in the past? I miss the Tecmo Koei. There are your boobs. Boobs! That's why I really like Ninja Gaiden Sigma. That boob physics were awesome. No, actually not. They already mentioned that there will not be any DLC outside this one. So the complete edition truly is the complete edition.
Remember,
So if we consider that PlayStation 4 has still about 2 more years, it could be that or Guerrilla Games is just not going to make anything. Or maybe they're gonna make like a really small Killzone game. Or they're going to make a smaller project and release it. Or indeed, you know, we're not going to hear anything from them and they're just working on Horizon 2. So it could be a lot of possibilities.
What is that utterly reckless strategy?
Did you get the Holy Controller?
You learned that during the...
Oh, you mean that the Pro
That's not
Controller?
the problem. The sudden mission?
This is the official mission to us from the Council, right?
Yes. I'm sorry, Max, about asking you to do this mission. It is the kind of mission
That's all it is. We are soldiers. You tell us to go somewhere, and whether it is the end of the universe or otherwise, accomplish the mission.
Thanks, Max.
Black Friday is coming up pretty fast. If I'm not mistaken, it's in the end of November. So I'm really, you know, curious of what the deals are going to be. Is Sony going to make an official bundle or deal? I think it's kind of time to, you know, create that Horizon standard bundle like they did with Uncharted 4. There's a big possibility that not only do we get gameplay for Days Gone, but also a release date. Not entirely sure of that.
First booster is detached. Switching to the second booster. We are approaching the acceleration limit momentarily. Please hurry back to Bellwether, Raiden. Hurry, Raiden. Break away. In 3.
Maybe Spider-Man gameplay, like a real gameplay where you actually see someone play the game.
I know it's a breakaway mission, but I would have liked it if you had started with it. I'm calculating the coordinates. Since it was a breakaway to avoid an enemy attack, it seems quite far from here.
What can we do? Head toward the destination point while watching out for the cosmic carnage?
Why do they need weapons in this area?
The equipment for removing the cosmic carnage appears to have been contaminated by the crystals. Before we can realize it, contamination has spread outside of the
I realize that it's really tough with the contaminated weapons, but there's not much time until the warp device will be activated. Please hurry toward the destination.
Is the warp device the Alcubierre drive that was successfully experimented with like around 3 years ago, right? Creates space-time foam based on the contraction and extension of space.
The device will be used on the
Well, to be honest, I understand that it will be really cool for Marvel fans to see that, but I, however, would be so much more happier if we would get such an awesome surprise like we did last year with the unveil of The Last of Us 2. So I would definitely like to see like a new IP that's basically not going to happen, or like Ratchet & Clank 2. I'll be happy with Ratchet & Clank 2 being shown at the last you know, the last part of the show. But Monster Hunter Worlds, I mean, it's not, of course, an exclusive game, so it would be pretty disappointing if they would show a multi-platform game at like the last. Because everyone knows, like, the last part of the show is always sort of exclusive, special. Will be really disappointing.
Contaminated weapons response at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, biomutants. It looks really interesting.
I know this one. It's Angle, the space debris retrieval colony. This is the contaminated.
Maybe, but maybe Japan Studios doesn't have anything. There's still rumors, you know, and it's that's the fun thing about watching a conference live, is that you can get surprised.
Stand firm to the end, right? Got it?
The contamination response is
Gosh. We can say we are fortunate in that they have been destroyed before they were attacked.
Raiden and Bellwether are heading for the destination.
We will somehow be able to make it according to schedule.
Oh, that's actually not that.
Developed into an interesting twist. It's worth leaving the sea sometimes.
What? Barbarossa? Oh, I forgot that you were still aboard. Bellwether has returned to cruising speed. All Raiden fighters have been deployed.
So it begins. If we lose this battle, we lose all of VCD's main force. Even if that were the case. All the crystals lie simultaneously.
We'll begin a descent onto the Mother Earth. Numerous contaminated weapons confirmed in satellite images. This is the
True, but maybe the cool game Yoshida mentioned was Nectu.
Wipe out any enemy forces that obscure our path as we descend. That civilization. But could it be that it's the planet itself that is contaminated? This must mean that what we had thought was their motherland was in fact an already contaminated planet.
Is this the future of Earth? Is that this planet?
We're here to prevent that from happening. Destroy the enemies.
Yes, sir. Wait, what is this? There's something odd. It appears to be a planet which once sustained life. The atmosphere seems to consist almost completely of carbon dioxide with some...
Do you really think this is the appropriate time for a science class?
I apologize.
Holy shit, this music is pretty good.
It's very
Pretty
complicated.
good.
Captain, I'm reading the very high energy signal deep beneath the surface. It's unlike any radio time travel. It's probably
True, but hey, who knows?
Extend the range of our radar and
It's the
search
same
surface
as,
of the enemy.
you know, Square Enix teasing a trailer or teasing a game saying, please be excited, and then it turns out to be like a crappy mobile game.
Hear that, right? Like we'll have to head underground and explore the direction. Set course to the objective point immediately.
Raiden has been successful in killing.
Well, neck is something different.
Fighters in the bellwether. If weak, it's advantageous to fight separately. Gather around the bellwether and lend each other support.
CO2 at 95.32%, N2 at 2.7%, Argon at 1.6%.
Well, neck and Ratchet and Clank are definitely different games. You know, do they really compete? I don't know. But again, more diversity and more options
Yes, I'm sorry.
for different games is always better than just having one option. You know. And definitely the PS2 showed that, and now this generation shows that if you make a quality game, it will sell. You know, back on PS2, you had Ratchet and Clank, you had Jack and Daxter, and you had Sly Raccoon. And sure, Sly Raccoon was definitely the lowest selling of them all, but it still sold pretty well enough to have Sly Raccoon 2 and Sly Raccoon 3.
It's one thing civilization is progressing, but all these machines are personally, I need to think the ocean.
Remember now, Captain. CO2 It's Mars! This atmospheric composition is exactly the same as Mars!
The same as Mars? Is that so? Although I then seems like the colors are important.
There is water on Earth, and none on Mars. That is said to be the reason why there's only life on Earth. But there was water underneath Mars' surface.
Who knows? I'm not a scientist, so I haven't done it.
If there's water.
If for some reason life disappeared, the water disappeared and the oxygen disappeared from the atmosphere, I'm saying that was caused by crystals.
I thought it was hot when you first made it. Regardless of the contamination caused by the crystals, in order to destroy all life form, the planet would take 2 months.
I see. So what you're suggesting is that the crystals buried on Earth were not meant to contaminate us, but were buried to change the atmosphere itself. We need to change the planet itself.
But what would be the crystal's motive for doing that? You mean to say they aren't trying to control it?
What is press response for a first-eye battle exercise?
Yeah, definitely. You know, especially like Japanese games, some Japanese mobile RPGs, they look really cool. Like, I'm like, why are we not seeing those games on consoles? I don't get it. You know, but that's how it is. You know, mobile gaming and handheld gaming in Japan is just big. If you look at the recent sales of the Switch, selling 126,000 copies in 1 week. I think Ps4 had never done that. And this is the first year of the Switch. Holy shit. You know, you can really see how strong handheld gaming is.
Try a little harder.
Shiri, can you analyze the ingredients? Right.
I'll try. The crystals here are made mostly out of hydrogen and oxygen. In other words, they're closer than water.
So what's being made here is different. Because after all,
If water is present, then more than half of the CO2 in the atmosphere will dissolve into water. There is a chance that the same thing that happened in the early stages of Earth create the ocean.
after turning the entire planet into an uninhabitable planet like Mars, transform it back into a planet like that.
But I'm just saying that mobile gaming and handheld gaming is big in Japan. you know, the main the difference, or how do you say it? Like what's the same is that they're both portable. So you can just call that portable gaming is big in Japan.
Besides, I've already planned my schedule for my
You know, the Ps4 is doing pretty good for the ecosystem that's in Japan. It's still selling a bit better than PS3, and with games like you know Shenmue and definitely Monster Hunter World. I mean, that game could be big in Japan for PS4.
Are they the same civilization? Different civilization persons. Although I'm not entirely sure they even have a concept of civilization.
Captain, the magnetic field surrounding Raiden is turning into something like a storm. This radar communication will be slow.
What's going on?
We've lost communication. However, vitals still remain, so it is likely that what exactly else?
Cheap answers, but then they wake up call. Revenge upon mankind.
Not exactly ready to start eating, drinking, and being married anytime soon. There's no way I'm not returning to Earth and seeing the big blue sea again.
Nothing we can do now.
Well, I mean, officially Monster Hunter was on PlayStation, and the PSP, you know, made Monster Hunter as big as it is right now. So, you know, but like, if Capcom really wanted to make, and you clearly see that they wanted to make a real, you know, high quality Monster Hunter, it's pretty much, you know, impossible to do that on the Switch. I mean, Zelda looks great, Mario looks great, but if you then play Crash Bandicoot, or if you then play, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, you can clearly see the difference in graphics and quality. I mean, graphical quality, you know, compared to the Switch game. You can clearly see that Monster Hunter World is not, you know, doable with the quality it has. Oh shit, I didn't understand that. What? Is it dead?
Captain, the surrounding energy signals have all stopped. All enemies who had been engaged with Raiden fighters have stopped moving.
Could it be that they've really managed to succeed? Breathtaking.
Incoming transmission from Raiden. Mission complete. Returning to base.
All I can say is, well done. It really
as if transforming into sand.
How much longer will it take until the critical launch of the XL-klaudkil drive?
Operations are being hurried, but including the link with the ship's control system, the calculations are approximately 6 hours and 15 minutes. Then, from critical activation to transitioning to warp, it will take approximately 9 hours and 30 minutes.
That's still quite a bit of time. Well, there's no use in rushing things, but I'm worried that we haven't received a reply from Earth.
It's a transmission using the simplified XL-klaudkil drive, so we don't know for certain whether they've been received yet. It's still been 2 days since your system has been operational, so there's no point in panicking. Why not drink coffee and relax a little?
Of course you're right, but it's hard to relax at a time like this. We've destroyed the crystal at its source. I can't seem to shake my sense of hope.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. I heard the report from the Raiden fighter, but considering its strength to contaminate the entire planet, I feel there's something off about its lack of resistance.
The two of you worry way too much. I'm already busy planning my vacation. Critical launch of the XL-klaudkil drive. Destination, Earth. There will be shock resistance, so pay caution.
I hope these are just imaginary fears, but I feel as if we've missed something crucial. Where are we? This doesn't seem to be the correct destination.
I agree. We should be near Earth, but what is this planet? According to the images, I'm guessing we're near Mars? This is a simplified XL-klaudkil drive we're dealing with, so there may be some slight discrepancies.
Well, there's no point in worrying over the reason. Hurry and confirm our correct location. If we're near Mars, I'd like to contact the VCD.
Wow. This is my first time to see Mars live, but it looks similar to the photographs. Although it is bigger than I thought.
Of course it's bigger if you see it up close. Anyway, putting that aside, that's odd.
What's the matter?
I've confirmed the location, but according to our instruments, we have, in fact, arrived at our correct destination. Perhaps our instruments were damaged while we were going through. I'll try recalculating.
Yes, hurry please.
Hey,
Oh,
Captain.
destroyed.
I'm not that well versed when it comes to space, so I'd appreciate it if you indulged me. But is Mars's moon round as well?
Moon? I guess you could call Phobos and Deimos moons, but unlike Earth's moons, they aren't round.
Then what is that moon right there behind Mars called? To me it looks round.
What are you saying?
Captain, I've checked over and over, but our location indicates we are near Earth. Regardless of how many times I check, my results tell me that we are right in front of Earth.
No. Then the planet we're seeing now isn't Mars, but Earth? This red, barren planet.
Really? I hate that. Okay, so that's basically sort of Raiden 6-ish story. Game over. Cheer list. So it took about an hour to beat the game. That's for a shmup, it's pretty long, and I played on normal. I didn't even play it on easy. That is a creepy guy. Hello, boobies. Didn't even see that. Hello. What's that? Oh, a pirate. Blaze of Manhattan. Small cannon, like, really? I have not played it. It is on a sale. It's 26 bucks. I know it's like a Korean horror game. It looks pretty cool, but even for 26, like, those type of games I tend to not really play till the end, you know, so I'm kind of waiting for like to drop the price like 15 bucks, sort of like that. Oh, you actually have different, oh, you have different stages, so I only get ah. That's pretty cool. High score. Play data. It's not really data. Well, guys, I'm gonna end the stream. Pretty much not gonna play it now, at least. Thanks a lot for watching. It's a pretty cool game, and I'm now off to play The Surge. Not entirely sure if I want to stream The Surge, but maybe I will, and then you will see me in a couple of minutes back. But thanks a lot for chatting, thanks a lot for watching, and like always, you're gonna see me next time.